Welcome to the video lecture series on plural perspectives offered by the Postgraduate Department of English, Pioneer College, Pioneer. Today I am discussing the poem Kitchen Rags, the second lesson of the text Plural Perspectives, Readings on Gender, prescribed for the second semester UG Common Core students of Kannur University as Course 2A04 ENG. Kitchen Rags is a thought-provoking poem by Vijila Chirappad, which was originally written in Malayalam with the title Kaikala Thunigal. The poem is translated to English by Raki Raghavan. Vijila Chirappad is a Malayalam Dalit poet born in Kozhikode. Vijila's works include three collections of poems, namely Adikkala Illatha Veedu, Home Without Kitchen, which was published in the year 2006, Amma Oru Kalpanika Kavitha Alla, Mother is Not a Poetic Figment of Our Imagination, which was published in the year 2009, and Pagarthi Eluthu, Copied Notes in the year 2015. Her poems, A Place for Me, Can't Grow My Nails, and The Autobiography of a Bitch have also been included in the 2012 Oxford Indian Anthology of Malayalam Dalit Writing. Vijila's poems reflect the everyday difficulties that women face in and outside their homes. Her poetry explores how the double burden of gender and caste shapes the lives and struggles of Dalit women in Kerala in distinctive ways than women of the dominant caste. Coming to the poem under discussion, it's a very simple but highly meaningful poem in which kitchen rags symbolize the sufferings of women who are trapped within the four walls of the kitchen. As you are aware, the patriarchal or the male-dominant society in which all of us live considers the works in the kitchen as a responsibility of the women at home, and this poem brings out this culture of slavery that married women are bound to. The poetess talks about the transformation of a soft textured dress material of a baby girl into a rough textured linen used in the kitchen. The poem draws a parallel between the transformation of the female body or life and a piece of cloth becoming worn out with use. Let us now go through the lines of the poem. The first stanza of the poem goes as follows. Wrapped up in grim kitchen rags, never allowed to rinse and dry. Dirt seeps in layer by layer, the rock-hard rag. Kitchen rags have the grimmest work of the house. They are always covered with grim. Grim means dirt on the surface. They are never washed like other clothes. Gradually, they become hard like a rock. The plight or condition of women who work long hours in the kitchen is also not different. Even in contemporary Kerala, which continues to be patriarchal, kitchen is assigned as a place for the women. Consequently, the women in the kitchen suffer a lot and do not get time even to attend their personal needs, like taking proper bath, just as in the case of the kitchen rags that are never allowed to rinse and dry, though dirt seeps in by layer by layer. When the rags become rock hard due to deposited grim, life becomes harder for the women trapped inside the kitchen. Thus, we can see that the kitchen rags in the poem symbolically represents the women in the kitchen. Now let us see the second stanza. So delicate were they in their bygone days, was Kunyumol's frog, and now by the hearth Kunyumol too, who sang around here now in another kitchen. Before entering into the service in the kitchen, the life of all the clothes used later as kitchen rags was very colorful and was very beautiful. Those clothes were very delicate, means very soft. In this poem, it was a beautiful frock of Kunyumol, the little girl, in their bygone days, means the past days. When Kunyumol's frock became old and useless, it was brought to the kitchen. Along with the frock, Kunyumol was also pushed into kitchen duty, though in a different home. This means that for a woman, marriage is a movement to another kitchen. Kunyumol was very happy and pretty when she was a child, but now she is trapped in the kitchen of another home. Her life has also been like that of the kitchen rags. In childhood, the life of all the girls' children must have been colorful, but when they grow up, their life becomes colorless. Kunjumol used to sing before she got married. Now, like her mother, she is also suffering in another kitchen, probably of her husband, and all her songs have stopped. Now Kunjumol has nothing good in her life, and she suffers in the kitchen. All the beauty and color of her life has faded like the kitchen rag. Now let us move to stanzas 3 and 4, which are very short. She has turned rock hard, not a hum these days. If the one in a tiny frock would come and push my girl into the rain. Kunjumol has now turned a rock hard like the kitchen rags. She does not even hum now. All the music of her life has come to an end in the kitchen. This reminds us of the great sacrifice that women perform to run the family. They sacrifice all their talents and ruin their life in the kitchen with no good things to follow. The poet ends the poem with the hope of having an end to all these sufferings. One day, emancipation, meaning the liberation or freedom, will come to their life in the form of a tiny frog and push her girl into the rain to have all the dirt washed away by the rain. The poet hopes that the next generation girls will not be struggling like the present and the past. They will remain colorful in their life and they will sing of equality forever in this world. The rain here stands as a rejuvenating and cleansing agent which will release them from all the bondages. The similarity between a woman bound by her marital kitchen and the constantly soiled household rags is brought out strikingly with a longing for the rains to release her from all such bondage. The poem strongly describes the protest of the writer against the social as well as gender discriminations. We can interpret it in another way also, that is, the dirty kitchen rags can otherwise imply the Dalits themselves. They have become hard like rocks because of the dirt of ill treatment by the upper caste. Our society never gave them chance to wash themselves of the dirt. Now let us look into the short answer type comprehension questions. So the first question is, what does the word grim represent? As you all know, grim represents the dirt ingrained on the surface of something. Here, the kitchen rags. The second question, what is meant by never allowed to rinse and dry? As kitchen rags are used frequently, it is hardly washed and dried. That is why it is used like never allowed to rinse and dry. And the third question is that, how does the rag become rock hard? They are never washed like other clothes. Gradually, they become rock hard with the deposit of layers of grim. And the fourth question is that, what is the word used by the poet to describe the bygone nature of the rag? Delicate is the word used by the poet to describe the bygone nature of the rag. Then the fifth question is that, whose frock was turned into kitchen rag? As you all know, Kunjumol's frock was turned into a kitchen rag. Then the sixth question, how does the poet remember Kunjumol? The poet remembers Kunjumol as someone singing around the kitchen. And seventh question, where is Kunjumol now? As you all know, now Kunjumol is in another kitchen. Then eighth question, not a hum these days. Can you explain it? As you all know, when she was a child, Kunjumol used to sing around in the kitchen. But after her marriage, she does not even hum. All the music of her life has met with an end in her husband's kitchen. The ninth question is that, who is the one in a tiny frock? The one in tiny frock can be the coming generations of girls. It can also be the child that is going to be born to Kunjumol. The expression is symbolic of the lost happiness in a woman's life. And the last question is that, how does the poem end? The poem ends with a note of optimism. The poet expects the coming of one in a tiny frock and pushing her girl into the rain. The rain here stands as a rejuvenating and cleansing agent which will release all women from all the bondages. With this, I am winding up my session. Thank you. Have a nice day.